Hello, welcome to Hoob's Room. Today I wanted to talk about badges. Badges are probably the most visible aspect of gamification, but I think they are also one of the trickiest. In fact, of all of the elements in gamification, only leaderboards are more difficult to do well, especially when trying to gamify education. But we'll talk about leaderboards another day. Briefly, what are badges? In games, badges are used to reward achievement or to help track a player's journey through the game. As the player completes more and more of the missions or acquire more skills, he or she will be rewarded with various badges. Simple, right? Well, yes, and at the same time, no. The purpose behind badges is ultimately to both reward the player and perhaps more importantly, to encourage the player to want to keep on playing. And because there are several different types of players, well-designed games will offer a variety of different badges in order to appeal to the widest possible audience. So how do we use badges in education? Using badges in education is kind of like playing chess. Learning how to play chess is relatively easy. All you have to do is memorize how each piece moves and a couple of other simple rules. However, learning how to play chess well is a whole other thing. People have spent their entire lives learning how to play chess well. The good news is you won't have to spend your whole life figuring out how to use badges in education well. You'll just have to remember a few things while using them. What do we want to use badges for anyway? We want our badges to mean something. Otherwise, there's no reason to use them at all. Badges should serve a purpose both to the teacher and to the student. And it would be great if our students were able to take their badges with them out into the real world. Is that practical? Taking badges out into the real world? How could our students use them? Badges could be used as a means to show what a student has done and what he or she is capable of. Can you think of a group who uses badges a lot in the real world? Did you say the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts? Well, you're right. Both scouting groups use badges to showcase skills and other activities that they've accomplished. Are those badges transferable? Sure. Let's say, for example, a boy has learned the Eagle Scout badge, and he mentions so on a resume. Is that likely to help him get the job or at least an interview? Sure. Not because the potential employer needs someone who knows how to tie knots, but because earning the Eagle Scout badge shows that you are likely to be responsible, that you're likely to have the dedication to stick with something until the end, and that you're likely to have a number of various skills and be willing to learn new ones. Why? Because these are the things that people associate with those who have earned this badge. This badge means something, and not just the Boy Scouts. So how can we do this with badges in our classroom? First and most importantly, these badges have to mean something. Badging anything and everything is counterproductive at best. You don't want to award a badge for coming to class or remembering a pencil or turning in a homework assignment. Badges have to be worth winning or they're meaningless. Okay, so let's get to it. How do we design badges for our gamified classroom? First of all, you need to know that there are two different types of badges. Each one serves a different purpose. They are digital badges and open badges. Digital badges are local, meaning they only exist inside your classroom. Open badges can be viewed outside your classroom and taken out into the world. Both have a place when designing your gamified room. So let's start with digital badges. Just because digital badges can't be seen outside of your room doesn't mean that they are less useful than open badges. In fact, in some ways, I think that digital badges are more useful to you, the teacher, than open badges. So let's look at some ways to use a digital badge. You can use a digital badge to help track and reward a student's progress through your class. A badge could be given to a student for reaching a particular level in your course. Congratulations, you're now a Knight of the Realm. You wouldn't want to do this for every level. And if you're awarding privileges to students for earning certain levels, those would be good levels to have badges for. And depending on the number of levels you have in your class, I would suggest only awarding a badge for the highest level and one or two others. Scarcity is important. You could keep track of the number of each of these badges and post them in your room. Not who earned them, only the number earned. You could then offer a class reward after so many of a particular badge has been earned. Have badges that can only be awarded by other students. If a student has been really helpful in helping his or her classmates, another student could recommend them for an Awesome Helper award. Showing proficiency in a particular standard. A master scribe for earning top score on 3 or more essays. Obviously, you could have other badges for other standards or big ideas that you want your students to understand. And then you could track the number of these badges awarded to see how well your class as a whole is progressing. This could also be used to show administrators exactly what your students are learning throughout the year. This information also could be used to help modify your class, adapt your class from one year to the next, if you find that there's too much or too little focus on a particular area. You could also require earning a certain number of various badges along with an XP and level requirement in order to win the class. It's also not a bad idea to award extra XP for earning certain badges as an added incentive for wanting to earn them. These are just a couple of examples. There are definitely more. But remember, don't badgeify everything. I'm going to sound a little redundant here, but I think it's important. If a badge doesn't mean something, none of them will mean anything. If a student earns a badge for every single little thing that they do, none of the badges will mean anything to them, even the ones that require a lot of work and represent a significant accomplishment. So what about open badges? Open badges serve a completely different purpose. Open badges are meant to be shown to other people outside of school in order to showcase accomplishment or ability. First of all, how is that even possible? Mozilla offers an open badge depository where people can upload earned open badges and provide a hyperlink. Viewing an open badge will show more than just an icon of the badge. Each badge contains viewable metadata. Metadata is a fancy word for information about that particular badge. That metadata will include at least who earned the badge, who issued the badge, when the badge was awarded, and what was required in order to earn the badge. Open badges aren't transferable from one person to another. I'll do a video later showing how to create both digital and open badges. So how can we use open badges in our classroom? Let's look at some specific subject areas as examples. So technical education. A student could earn a welding badge for showing proficiency in different types of welding. Could also have a basic accounting badge where a student learns how to make change without error, count down a cash drawer, and fill out a deposit slip. This would be a great skill to show to a potential employer where they may be required to do that, where the employer would know the student already knows how to do these things and they won't require extra training for it. An intermediate badge could be where they learned how to enter data into an accounting software, run weekly, monthly, and annual reports, and analyze and explain what the information in those reports mean. This would also be useful in applying for different types of jobs where the employer could see what kind of skills the student already has. In leadership, a student who plans and runs a big event, there's a lot of skills attached to that, and it'd be useful to be able to showcase that. Being able to show that they planned a large event, that they organized the funding for that event, they oversaw the spending, and they supervised the setup and takedown of the event as well. This would be very useful to showcase a student's responsibility. So these are a few examples of how you could use open badges. So what's the big advantage for students? Well, one of the hardest things for a high school student to do is write a resume. Most students don't have much in the way of real work experience, so writing a good resume is a real challenge. Open badges allow students to say, I have and can do this, and here's my proof. Open badges can also be included in online profiles like LinkedIn, providing students a more positive online exposure. And the open badges travel with the students after they leave high school. The key to successful badging in a gamified classroom is scarcity. It's not easy. In fact, it's very difficult because you need to offer enough badges so there's a variety and will appeal to a wide range of students, but not so many that they don't offer a sense of accomplish for earning them. It's quite the juggling act, and one you'll probably have to continually tweak from year to year. Well, there you have it, a brief explanation of digital and open badges along with some examples of using them in the classroom. Oh, by the way, if you create cool images for your badges and print them out as stickers, they'll become even more desirable. Don't be fooled. High school kids love stickers too. I guarantee that if you give out badges digitally and as stickers, you'll see those stickers on notebooks, folders, and laptops. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas for using either digital or open badges. I love hearing new ideas. Also, if there's a particular topic you want me to cover or anything else really, I'd love to hear from you. So please like and subscribe if you want to hear more. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me and take care.